Hi everyone, Michael Berge with Digiday, back here at the Digiday Studios at Possible 2026. And I am very happy to have with me Tim Huelskamp, who is the founder and CEO of 1440. You describe yourselves as a knowledge platform. How would you describe your company?
Yeah, we're a news and knowledge platform. We
Yep.
serve almost 5 million curious Americans that love learning across all the different verticals, and then also get surprised with knowledge every morning. Some like knowledge serendipity, knowledge discovery.
I'm all about knowledge. I like promulgating knowledge. I like picking up knowledge. So thank you for what you do. This is not your first Possible, correct?
Second possible for me.
Okay, so I'm curious to know what messages are you looking to deliver to either audiences or private meetings, and what signals are you looking to pick up here in terms of adding to your knowledge?
Yeah, I think the big thing for us is we're trying to understand in this world of AI, how the humans come together to learn from and with each other. That's our value prop. That's what we're really all about is
Yep.
we believe that humans have all this incredible knowledge in their brains and they're not sharing it with each other. So how do we get that information out of human minds into a platform where we can all learn with each other? So I love all the AI conversations. Like we use AI to supercharge our humans.
Yep.
And the conversations are fascinating. But for me, the best parts are these one-to-one connections we get to make that human connection with the attendees here at Possible.
You got it. And I'll be asking you a little bit more detail on how you're using AI. I'd love to know from you. We're in an age of deep political divide that has fueled a great degree of misinformation across the kind of news and information landscape. It sounds like what you're trying to do is put back some order and kind of distill that misinformation out of what people can learn. Talk a little bit about how you do that and how challenging that is in the world we live in today.
Yeah, it's very challenging. So the whole reason we started this company, I was working at a $20 billion private equity fund, was exactly what you just said. We believe that there's this growing populace of Americans that just want to know what happened and want to explore their ideas and come to their own conclusions. So if you look at our audience, it's roughly a third Dem, a third Republican, and a third independent.
Oh, so you guys are straight down the middle.
There's bias everyone brings, so you can argue truly straight down the middle. But yeah, we try really hard to basically say, here's what happened yesterday. Here's the source documentation where you can read it for yourself. But we try to strip out all the opinions or try to get you to vote a certain way. Not that we have our own opinions, we vote our own certain ways, but we just think that it's really important for our society to have a place where like everyone can agree on like these are facts and we can all talk about them together.
That's great. It's a personal belief of mine that opinion journalism is kind of what was the precursor to this era of misinformation and kind of skewing things one way or another to suit your message versus the other person's. I don't know, it sounds like you try to be devoid of opinion in terms of what you put forth, but obviously you have your opinions. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I think it's a product of capitalism, right? If you think about it,
Yes.
Right? So like 30, 40 years ago, you had Walter Cronkite and 3 news sources that just delivered the facts. And then as the internet exploded and all these different mediums to provide knowledge, you started seeing little pockets of folks that wanted certain information, and then you have providers that serve to them.
Yeah.
I think it went too far, right? So now you have all this stuff like you have far right sources, far left sources. You have all these sources you don't even understand what they're even talking about or if they're real. Yeah, and I think the pendulum swung too far. And most people, again, just they're doctors with 3 kids. They want to understand what's happening in the Middle East, the latest company IPOing, and then even, what CRISPR is and why that matters to society.
Yeah.
But they're starved of time and they don't want all this extras in their news and their knowledge, and they want someone to just basically help them truly learn things. So we think, the pendulum went way too far, and we're trying to bring it back to fact-based knowledge, efficient information. Every piece of knowledge on our platform is fact-checked by a human. Okay. So we use AI to source information, but everything on our platform is fact-checked by a human.
Yeah.
And then most importantly too, everything we send you to, because we send a lot of links out to the internet every day.
Yeah.
That link you go visit is the single best link on the internet. So we spend a lot of time making sure that, again, everything's fact-checked. And then if you spend time going down the rabbit hole, it's the best place on the internet. So, we build a reader trust relationship, and that's the only reason we exist, is people come to us because they know that we're gonna help them understand what's going on in the world. And then when they wanna learn about the gut microbiome or the Possible conference, we'll help them efficiently understand that too in a fact-first way.
So it feels like this era has been, it sounds like it brought on the reason for you to exist, but it sounds like it's also been a bit of a boon for you.
I think AI helps us because about a month ago, for the first time, you had more AI content created by AI than humans, and we think that's going to get way higher, just given how the Cambrian explosion of these tools to create content. So we think in that world, with even more content and this explosion of content, it's even harder for the person that wants to learn what's going on to really understand things.
Yeah.
So we think in that world, like the curator and the trusted curator that sends you to the best resources, synthesizes information for you and summarizes it, we think that's like a strong suit of ours, so we're trying to lean in there.
That's a bold mission. I'm very glad to hear that it sounds like you might be the last place that still hires fact checkers, which is great to hear. Human fact checkers, so it's encouraging.
Yeah, 10% of our employees are fact checkers.
Oh, really?
Correct.
That makes sense. You know, as a longtime print journalist, I remember when we had fact checkers, but that seems to be a bygone era, but you're keeping it alive. Last question for you. What keeps you up at night and what do you worry about?
How do we retain the trust relationship with our readers? The first time we don't have that anymore, they can leave.
Yeah.
So I think every day we have to realize that their trust and attention and their investment in us is a gift.
Yeah.
And if we take our eye off the ball, we're in trouble.
It's very much harder to regain trust than it is to get it in the first place.
Correct, exactly. And then I think also the reason we're successful, we do over $1 million in revenue per employee, is because like our incredible team that we built. So I'm constantly thinking about how can we hire, retain, train, and develop the best talent in the world. It's something I care deeply about, and I think a lot of companies don't invest enough in their teams. I think about that every day.
That's a wonderful answer. Tim, keep up the great work. Thanks for joining us. Tim Huelskamp with 1440.